So Microsoft's vision is to deliver enterprise technology, and this is based around 4 security pillars. Security and compliance management, which provides end-to-end visibility into an organization's security and compliance, and also helps to strengthen the security posture with insights and guidance. Identity and access management ensures that only the right people have access to organizational systems and secure identities to reach zero trust. On the information protection side, the purpose here is to protect documents, databases, and emails against leaks, tampering, and destruction. And this enables the protection of sensitive data wherever it travels. And then finally, threat protection. And this is to really thwart hackers and recover quickly if attacked. And also stopping attacks with integrated and automated security. So what I'd like to do now is take you through Microsoft's cybersecurity reference architecture. There's quite a lot to take in, but what we'll do is we'll provide you with a link to the file after this webinar so that you can download and digest at your own pace. The cybersecurity reference architecture has been around for some time and is regularly updated by Microsoft. And often this is used as a starting template for a security architecture, or to learn and compare security capabilities, and also understand the integration points between the various products and services. So first, let's understand the components of a typical environment. So firstly, most organizations will have Windows and/or Linux servers to protect, and will probably also have established a basic core set of security capabilities at the network edge and egress points, usually to protect extranet and intranet resources. It's also common for enterprises to have a range of managed and unmanaged client devices to protect. And these usually will range from corporate issued PCs to personally owned mobile devices. And many enterprise organizations also have established an operational security capability in some form, which would include some kind of vulnerability management and incident management. And this would typically be provided by either an on-premise security and event management tool, or possibly outsourced to a managed services security provider. We'd also see in some organizations that they've, to some extent, deployed some kind of endpoint data loss prevention capability. This is usually to help with information protection needs. Obviously, desktops and laptops are indispensable tools, as we know, but they're also one of the main sources of data loss and theft. It's also quite common for organizations to have Active Directory already in situ as a primary enterprise directory for identity lifecycle management. And as we saw earlier, many organizations have adopted software as a service, like Office 365, ServiceNow, Salesforce, and SAP. And some of these SaaS applications are sanctioned and configured and managed by corporate IT, but there are also a rise in others which are classed as shadow IT. And these SaaS applications are often adopted by business units and individual users, usually without the prior knowledge or endorsement of corporate IT. Some organizations also operate traditional industrial control systems, typically manufacturing and usually to control production systems. Many are also now operating or planning to operate and adopt IoT technology, both for internal systems and also for customer product offerings. We've also seen that the scope of enterprise infrastructure has also grown into a hybrid state that incorporates infrastructure and platform as a service from industry leaders such as Microsoft, Amazon, and Google. And this creates quite a challenge because this leaves most enterprises with a hybrid of everything estate that they need to manage and secure. They have to do this whilst also having to cope with a steadily increasing volume and sophistication of cybersecurity threats. So how does Microsoft address these challenges? Well, the foundation of Microsoft's cloud services and products starts with investment in security and compliance. Many of these investments have been made available to customers in some form or another. With Trust Center, Microsoft offers support and resources for information professionals, as well as the legal and compliance community. And this transparently provides information on how they meet and exceed various laws and standards around the world. With Compliance Manager, you have the capability to help track, assign, and verify your own organization's regulatory compliance. And this is based heavily on what Microsoft learned while managing the compliance of their own cloud services. Microsoft have also published documentation from their industry-leading security development lifecycle. And this helps developers build highly secure software, address security compliance requirements, but also helps to reduce development costs. And also through the course of supporting, operating and securing their cloud services and Windows PCs, Microsoft has accumulated a massive set of first-party threat intelligence. And many of the products in this architecture and the services in this architecture that we're walking through today have this integrated intelligence and analytics from the intelligence security graph. And this is primarily used for threat detection and alert enrichment. So as we step into the actual services now, the first we're going to look at is Firewall as a Service. So familiar security capabilities from popular vendors are already available in the Azure marketplace, and this enables customers to extend their on-premise controls to the cloud. But Microsoft itself has also built Azure Firewall, and this is a native network security service. It offers full stateful network and application level traffic filtering for VNet resources, also with built-in high availability and cloud scalability, and this is all delivered as a service. And this is also fully integrated with Azure Monitor centrally to log all events. Firewall as a Service greatly simplifies firewall deployment and management in Azure. The next one we're going to look at is Azure Security Center. And Azure Security Center is a unified infrastructure security management system with the primary purpose of strengthening the security posture of your data centers. And it also provides threat protection across hybrid workloads in the cloud, so whether they're in Azure or not. With Azure Security Center, you can detect and correct common misconfiguration issues, these being things like virtual machines exposed directly to the internet, out-of-date patches and anti-malware signatures, but also to leverage machine learning to suggest firewall rules and application whitelists. The next one we're going to look at is Azure Security. And Microsoft has developed a number of Azure security features into Azure. And this ensures that moving to the cloud will not compromise your security. And these include DDoS mitigations, key management, secure networks, but also ransomware resistant backup archives and confidential computing capabilities to protect data while it's being processed. There's also some new capabilities for Windows Server 2019. And this includes shielded VMs, kernel control flow guard, system guard runtime monitor, and also improved device guard policy updates. Now, the kernel control flow guard helps prevent malware from executing malicious code. And the system guard runtime monitor checks that security software is running properly and protects against the efforts of some attackers and malware writers to subvert security software by generating health messages that aren't actually true. But there's also Azure Stack. Now, this provides the ability to extend the Azure services into your own data center. And as far as endpoint protection is concerned, the device portfolios or the security portfolio includes System Center Configuration Manager, Intune, and this provides cross-platform security and management across Windows, Linux, Mac, iOS, and Android devices. Windows 10 Enterprise Security also provides an extensive set of platform capabilities to protect against ever-evolving attacks. Windows Defender ATP provides the advanced endpoint detection and response capabilities, and that rapidly will detect and recover from attacks. Identity is also a key area, and based on lessons learned from credential theft and similar attacks, Microsoft's invested heavily in securing privileged access. And this includes privileged access management and advanced credential identity attack detection and privileged access workstation architectures. Now, in simple terms, a POR is a hardened and locked down workstation designed to provide high security assurances for sensitive accounts and tasks. And PORs are recommended for administration of identity systems, cloud services, and also sensitive business functions. And also because how critical identity is to security, Microsoft also provides security capabilities to protect and manage cloud and on-premise identities. And this spans multi-factor authentication, biometrics, hardware protection of credentials, and also applying threat intelligence and machine learning to authentication attempts, and defending against malicious login attempts and safeguarding credentials with risk-based access controls. But also identity is critical for protecting data and operational availability, as it's frequently the only control type available across modern IoT devices. And Microsoft again has invested quite heavily here in conditional access, and this allows simple but powerful visibility and policy control of this new perimeter. And as we said before with the Graph Security API, there's also the ability to integrate this with your existing security and event management solutions. There is alert and log integration from Azure Security Center and also from Windows Defender ATP. And the Graph Security API provides some really good third-party integrations, allowing you to enrich data. And the advanced threat protection technology, now this provides deep context on key technical elements of the modern estate. So that's endpoint, identity, and email. And this is to rapidly detect and remediate threats. But also Microsoft offers professional services to help you investigate incidents in your own environment. Also as well to hunt for existing and potential threats. So this enables you to transform an existing SOC using Microsoft Threat Intelligence from the Intelligence Security Graph, and also integrate these capabilities using the Graph Security API. But also a recent addition to the portfolio is Azure Sentinel. Now, Azure Sentinel, if you're not aware of it already, it's a cloud-native security incident and event management solution, which also provides orchestration capabilities. The product itself is built directly into Azure, and it also uses built-in AI to help analyze large volumes of data across an enterprise estate, including Azure and AWS and other clouds. It also covers on-premise assets. Now, Azure Sentinel also uses machine learning to reduce alert fatigue, often the problem faced by security analysts. And as we said before, with an ever shortage of resources, the ability to try and reduce the number of alerts that these analysts have to process is going to go a long way to helping you tackle some of these problems. There's also some native cloud capabilities, and that's really to simplify data collection, maintenance, incident investigation, and remediation. Now, for Office 365 and security, Office 365 provides several security capabilities to enhance your security planning. SecureScore, which you may or may not be aware of, provides the actionable recommendations to enhance your security posture, also to reduce your attack surface. And also there's additional explicit approval steps before Microsoft support can access your data for support issues, such as the customer lockbox, and also data protection technologies built into the platform. Azure Information Protection classifies and protects information at the file itself. So the encryption, identity and authorization and policy control all stays with the file independently of its location. And that's both inside and outside of your organization, which means that you keep in full control of your data at all times. Now, Cloud App Security is a Microsoft cloud application security broker. This provides rich visibility and also covers this area of shadow IT and risk management. It also provides control over data travel, coupled with monitoring and sophisticated analytics to identify and combat cyber threats across all your Microsoft and third-party delivered cloud services. There's also some advanced capabilities for data in SQL Server. This is to detect and protect against common threats, also suspicious database activities, potential vulnerabilities such as SQL injection attacks, but also to simplify information protection, management and policy. Now, as we saw before, we talked about IoT and the rise of IoT. Azure Sphere is a secured high-level application platform, and this has built-in communication and security features for internet-connected devices. And this helps manage and secure existing platforms, but also provide secure greenfield platforms.